Hello and welcome again at Stocks Advisor. Today we will talk about a company called MESA Air Group Incorporated, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name MESA. Well, MESA today finished with minus 1.37% at 866. After hours, we see some slight positive volatility being at 870 at the moment. And for a company with rather, let's say, small market capitalization of about 311 millions, the question is, what's next? Because we see it's showing quite big ranges for the last less than a year period. We were from the level of around 3 and then went all the way to 15, indeed incredible, and now slightly descending from actually mid of March. And the question is, what's next? Because we see a linear deceleration. But why is this interesting pattern? Because you see moving average 200, this red line is catching up with descending moving averages 20 and 50 that are quite consistently going in parallel actually. But here what might happen, it could be so-called dragging in effect, meaning that the moving average 200 can drag with itself the further price, and the price will be moved in the direction of moving average 200. You see some slight indications of this, although some piercing took place today with this hammer formation, but this could be also a positive signal because before that, if you magnify, there was an upside hammer. So it could be also looking at after hours, really an indication of big push. If this happens, it would mean that we could go at least to 12. So opening for us very interesting opportunities. If not, then there are also very strong support levels that we could see around 7 and around 5. And that's how we will actually make our trade here, because overall still it's a classical descending that we see, not completely the channel because it's slightly kind of showing a non-linear descent. You cannot really draw it like one long channel. It's more like actually two channels here. This one, then we saw a false breakout that was taking place from mid of May, and this actually breakout was false because it didn't work further, and then we see actually formation of the new channel, and it's this one. So let me first draw it, and this channel has let's say slightly a smaller angle, and this is really interesting about it because it means it's not that fastly going down. And exactly what we saw today was almost a bouncing from the bottom of this channel. So it might be again, it might be a formation of a new breakout. Could be false, could be not. We still will see, but it's already a second attempt or indication of this, meaning that we might buy there. And why I keep saying might, because the way we trade, we just trade with levels, and this is clear level to start entering. And if this is false, then we will have a secondary level which will be very strong. There we will be keeping our funds to buy again. So now let's talk about levels and how are we going to trade here. As I said, that's why I have this bigger magnification just in order to allow you to see the levels. So the first one would be already just below the shadow of the current candle, and this one which will be 815 and actually 865. So this would be the first level to buy through, and this we have a breakout. As I said, we can go all the way to 12. So first of all, profit taking note could be here 10 to 15% or even higher if you wait a bit longer. So it's quite nice stock to trade. And the first call out, so the first technical level where you can buy through will be 815 to 865, meaning that this breakout might take place. If not, if breakout is not taking place, we still might either long slightly decline or could be the fast deceleration happening due to kind of mixture of pessimism from traders and a little bit push from let's say bears. It could be going really fast and then also recovering very fast. It's a very classical pattern that might happen, and this will be very nice secondary pattern to play and will define us a secondary level. So if this is going to happen, it would mean that it could go till these levels, which would be actually very strong supports, and these are the levels that were traded before and that formed actually the previous wave stabilization, and this would be between 5 594 and 687. So this will define our second technical level where we can buy again. So let's make our call out to buy there, and this will be 594 and 687. So what does it mean, two technical levels? These are levels that we can expect from the technical pattern. So the first most seen and the second most seen levels, and the third level we usually keep for so-called risk mitigation due to negative catalyst. What does it mean? It means that the third level is not expected at all, but bad news can happen, and this is something in the trading analysis that you cannot take it into account, but you can still mitigate it if you keep some funds to buy through. And how do you know where to buy through and where to keep these funds, where to buy? You just need to keep them for the very principal levels where no bad news can penetrate those levels further. And this of course will be the level of being on the top here that formed the acceleration at November at around 398, and being on top just here at around 467. So 390 and 467 will define for us so-called a risk mitigation level where we don't expect it to happen, but if happening, we just keep some money to buy there through, and while others will be exiting with losses and actually doing stop losses, you just buy there calmly and then prepare rebounds and making profit 10 to 15 or even more percent on overall money allocated in the position. So with this way of trading, it's a very safe actually approach, and it means that in the worst case scenario you exit with a draw, and the best case scenario we exit with a profit. So we don't do any stop loss, we don't want to buy time with money, we just look at the principal levels through the daily candles. You don't need to sit at your PC all the time. So this is really the way of trading for big money, or for those who look for trading as a secondary source of income. And since the latter case are usually the people who are watching YouTube and seeking for advice there, that's why we decided to use this strategy and utilize it for our channel discussion. So if you like this way of trading, where you don't need to do stop loss, and you are okay to wait, let's say, a little bit long but still exit with a profit, don't forget to follow us, press the bell button. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US-based stocks. And the last thing we need to talk about MESA is actually how to buy through. Again, this is a very classical trade, and this is usually the most common advice we give, but not always, so always check it at the end of our videos. How we buy, what is non-linear buying? It means that we keep some funds to buy through all levels. And here, since it's a classical one, it's just 5 portions. So it means that the money you would like to play here, you can split in 5, and then you can buy with 1 portion through the first level. If the price declines to the second technical level, then you buy with remaining 2 portions through the level. Through the level means that you don't buy immediately the top of the level, and also you don't wait till the end. What happen? You just start buying. So you need to subsplit these 2 portions to maybe another 2 or 3 sub portions, and then buy with those at the opening with 1 sub portion somewhere close to the middle, a little bit lower again. So this way you will be almost in the middle of the every appropriate level. And then remaining 2 portions you just keep for the third level, so-called catalyst based negative level. If it happens, you just buy there, and your overall average down price will be always very close to the appropriate level. So once the rebound takes place, you will be able to make a profit target with this. So that's all to trade with MESA. Good luck with it. Very nice stock, although still will be maybe descending, but opens very interesting opportunities to buy. If you have some, let's say, calm attitude and ready to wait a little bit, you could make here very nice profit. So good luck with MESA. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, press the bell button. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US-based stocks.